Good afternoon, everyone. Let me get a drink here to get this frog out of my throat. Okay, today we're going to do the last of our series on using AI to take and extract information from a template. And we're going to have a demonstration today, which I haven't done in the last two videos. So let's get the share screen up here. And so this is probably the most important one. Let's see. I'm not sharing the right stuff, am I? Okay, maybe I am. Okay, this is using AI extraction to clean up your RootsMagic 11 template. And the template that we'll be using today is website multi-databases. Now, this was recommended by Renee, and I'm using it for family search. I'm using it for ancestry. I'm using it for MyHeritage. I'm using it for all those services like that use multiple databases. All these templates for doing this are all these AI extraction prompts for doing this were requested by one of my viewers, actually two of my viewers. And so this completes the series, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. I'm neither a professional nor an expert genealogist. I'm just an amateur like you. Don't give me any errors. I do not delete my errors. This ought to be some fun today because I'm doing a demo on, and I haven't done this yet. So it's going to all be green. I show you how I recover from my errors. I expect you to do the proofreading in the comments and make suggestions for other ways of accomplishing what I'm doing. This is a collaborative thing. I learn as much as you do, and I hope you get a lot out of this, actually. So I'll learn something, and perhaps the other subscribers will too. This is a platform for sharing, folks. This is how I do it. It's not necessarily how you will do it. Just give you some ideas, some thoughts, and maybe trigger an idea or two. Especially on these, you may choose different sets of templates and that you use and focus on. Then you can take and use the process then to take and develop your templates, because the process was about 3 videos back, and I'll show you where that's at. Thank you for your comments. Renee's made a comment about this one today, and that's been very useful. Here, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups and get a lot of comments. I also do these videos for people who have responded I go too fast, and I do. So they can stop the video and rewind it. So, and since different people think it's faster in different places, that's very useful. All the views expressed are mine. I'm a member of many genealogy societies. I don't know if it's still 7 or more, but I don't represent any of them. I do help administer 2 name Facebook sites. If you have any of those surnames, come see us. This one's all one name, really. That's all different spellings of the same name. And according to Steve Little's process, I'm just a beginner in AI, and I agree with that process, by the way. And I've learned a lot just in this series. I'm doing, well, actually 9 in this series, one of which is being discarded because this is replacing it. This particular template today. Okay, I currently, just so to reiterate, I haven't done this in a while. I focus my RootsMagic sources and citations on 8 templates. Frog has come back. Just a minute. It seems like every time I start one of these, the frog hits me. Okay, these will be. I'm going to put these in the description, and here's the URLs for each one of them. But I'll also give you a link to this list too, so you can get there many ways. The one we're focusing on today is the website with multiple database and a demonstration today. I haven't done demonstrations for some time. A minute ago, I was saying that if you wanted the process, you need to go to this one. This one has the detailed process for generating a prompt in AI. And this one's going to have a demonstration of how to use the prompt that was generated. Okay. Okay. I did a spreadsheet up in that one that's generating the prompts, and I found that I was all over the place with these, and I had gone through a steep learning curve doing these. So I've standardized on several things on the front end of the prompt. And so this is one standard. You're a professional genealogist and a forensic document analyzer. I think I got that from Steve Little, but it may have come from another prompt. So don't quote me. Your task is to extract data from the provided source material to populate RootsMagic 11 personal knowledge. Oh, that's not personal knowledge. What is it? It's website databases. I'm sorry about that. We've got to get this straightened out. There we go. Don't want to do that either. Bear with me a minute. Told you. There we go. Website with multiple databases. I haven't read this in 3 things. I've got this error in 2 other videos. Okay. The standards, I put a standard section in there, and I said, you must strictly adhere to the evidence explained standards by Elizabeth Snowden Mills and the Genealogical Proof Standard, GPS. Okay. And we use all that when we're doing a source and a citation, the quality and all that. Okay, now this is something that I've standardized on. It's targets. And there are basically 4 targets. And you don't use them all in every template. The first one is the targeted individual. And today, for our demo, we're going to take and do Auta Kennedy, which is the one I've been using. For most of this, I'm trying to get Auta done. I'm trying to do my Irish ancestors. And AI suggested that I pull out the aliases that that are in the documentation on her. So I pulled out all the aliases. The next mandatory thing is a targeted event. These 2 are in every one of the prompts. The other 2 are not necessarily in there. It's a user-specific event, and that's exactly how you put it into RootsMagic. So let's get that over here and show you. We want Auta, and we want to bring that over. Okay, so in this case, that's going to be this one. This is the one we're working on. This is, it's going to, you're entering this as a fact, so it comes in as a census. And here's the date of the census. You can get that. Here's the location, and here's the location details. Valley Brook doesn't show up over here in our little handy-dandy thing here. If I put Valley Brook in there, it doesn't show up over here, okay? So what do we got going on? Oh, that's because it showed up over here. There we go. Okay, so it's actually Osage County, Kansas, United States, okay? So that's what it is. Valley Brook is a very small, I think it may be even a township. It may be a little community, though. I think it's a community. I've been there, but I can't remember exactly what its designation is, okay? Okay, and where did I get that information? So let's go right here. That would be this census here. Here's the census form. Found this at another time, and I entered it into both my filing system and my Zotero for my research. Okay. I think I entered it into Zotero. We'll see in a minute. And so here we go. And so it's in here, and it's in that point. So let's go back to our presentation. Okay, so that's the event. Oh, how do you get this piece right here? You need this piece right here. You need that piece. Okay, how do you get that? That's what I wanted to show you. Okay, so we go back to here, And you take, what I do is I take this right here. If you're in Family Search, they're really nice. You can click right here underneath the document, and it'll go to that, the front page of that. But this is what I did. I put it in here, and I put that. I said B, put it in here just like that, and here's the ancestry one. Now, Family Search has it too, and we were going to take and compare the entry for Family Search to Ancestry. And the Ancestry we're putting in today. I figured Ancestry, a lot of you guys. Okay. So now we have the name of the database. This is the home page for the database. So we have that, and we have this up here, the URL. Okay. And those go right here in the targeted database. So we enter that in. Now, this isn't totally necessary for today, but the repository is ancestry.com, and we can enter that without a whole lot of hassle. Okay. Okay, now AIs hallucinate. AIs are made up by human beings, material that human beings write. It's a lot of human writing, and because of that, people, because it's on a computer, people kind of believe that it's going to be perfect. It's not. It's the data that it's fed was made by humans. Humans are inherently flawed. I'm always reminded of there's a picture behind me of a South Sea Island bark painting, and in it's got a flaw. And when I used Steve Little's identification stuff, which I've done a video on, it came up with that, and it said all the South Sea bark paintings have a flaw in them, because the artist knows humans are flawed, and they purposely put a flaw in it. And so every time I look at that painting, I think about that. So that's something that you should think about. So never fabricate, never assume data, never present unverified claims. These have evolved through this process. This was the learning curve. Data analysis, treat uploaded documents and so on. Insufficient evidence. When evidence is insufficient, say so explicitly. The golden rule is do not let AI make things up. In my mind, I think of AI as that junior engineer that I hired that's fresh out of college and knows all these new tools that I don't have any idea about how to use, but I need to use them because they make me more efficient. So I hired him because of that, but he has no experience under his belt, or she, and they're out trying to do everything and impress me with what they can do. So I've got to watch them and see what's going on. So if that helps you, I hope so. Okay, new standards for the source name. I have my own way of naming sources, and this is the one for censuses. And I do censuses different than that. And let's show you that today. I'm trying to be more detailed today. So we want to close that. We want to open this, and we want to go to sources so I can show you what then. This is the proper file. Oh, heck. Oh, I just hate Windows in some of these applications because when you're doing multiple screens, Windows gets all confused. I'll show you how to get out of the problem I just put myself in. You'll notice this is gone up here. I can't move documents around. Okay, so staying on focus, censuses. So for censuses, I file them by date. And so this is going to go into an 1885 census, which is interesting because that census doesn't show up here. Let's see if it's down, if I did put it down here. Kansas, because I know it's in the record. Marriage, London. Oh, it's not in here at all. I wonder I'll have to, when we do the review in a minute, we'll figure out where I put it. Because I did do a source and citation on it and a template on it. So we'll see what we did. That was at the beginning. So, and then you see everything else is filed by the largest entity, which is Florida or Germany or Indiana or Kansas or Oklahoma. And then I have Robert Polt's private personal knowledge, Robert Polt's, so on. Surname Kern, and then a couple Texas ones and some U.S. ones. And the reason why there's so few in here is that I got all upset with my source citations at one point in time. I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, now you'll notice this is not showing up here. So first off, I need to select this display. I have 4 displays on this machine. Apply that and come down here to the resolution, display resolution, and choose a smaller display resolution, which it drops down to. Then I come up here and move this down, and then I go back to that, and I say revert. I know. It's one of those Windows anomalies that maybe they'll fix someday. Okay. So we've shown you how the source is named, and I've diverted quite a bit. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. I know it's not good teaching. Okay. The rest of the prompts, for the subprompts for the source are author, title, creation or owner, title of website, URL. By the way, I have not run this prompt yet. Item type, credit line, source text, source comment, and source reference number. Okay, and this is what the AI prompt development has given me. And then the citation, you got the citation name, access type, access date, item of interest, research note, detailed comment, and detailed reference number. Okay. Then for quality, we have source quality, and all that goes in that section are these things: original, derivative, or authored. And I've asked it to give me more, and I explain why it came to that conclusion. And primary, secondary, and independent, and direct, indirect, and negative. So I take the more detailed information, I just copy it and paste it up into the note, which is research note right there. You'll see it's right here. I want to copy that quality material. I don't know about you, but I have difficulty with that. And I'm hoping that by copying it into there, I will educate myself over time. Okay. Well, we're already at the demonstration. Okay. Let's get moving along here. First thing is I'm going to move this slide over on the other screen so I can keep track of what I told you I'm going to do and possibly do it today. Okay, so where am I? Not necessarily where I want to be. 1885. Oh, I want to get out of that and go back to people. People. I want to go to Auta Kennedy. And I want to go to 1885 because I've already started that. Probably had 1880. Ooh, went down too far, didn't I? And I want the one that's going to be ancestry. Okay, so I've entered this information. I showed you where I got that from. And now it's time to do sources. So let's go do that. I'm going to add a source and a citation. Okay. So the first thing is coming over and looking for a source. And you can see right here, there's no 1885. Oh, there's the Kansas State Census, but that's the family search one. And I want to take and add a new one. And so I go up here and I've already put my 8 favorites in favorites. And I'll go ahead and show you. This is how you do favorites. I've done this a couple times. You click there, it puts a star there. This is how you remove favorites. You click on it again and you click there, okay? Then you go up to favorites and you go to a website with multiple databases. And this is what you get, okay? So that's the template to take and be filled out. Now, we need to take this here, which is the description document that's going to take and show up. in the YouTube video. You'll see it there. Okay. But before we do that, we need to populate what we're going to take and feed in addition to the template, what the template's going to read. So let's go here. First thing is to go to the folder where you have that information filed. Now, for those of you that aren't used to my information, the way I file information, I file it, as you can see, by my reference number. The only person in the world that has that reference number is me. Okay, and so what I do is I name my folders by that because I have lots of George pulses. I have 38 or 40 of them now, and so on. So here's the information for this particular item that we're entering. Here's more information on it. Here's more information and more information and another copy of it. That's probably the one of them is probably the let's see what's in here. Okay, that's been transcribed. Okay, so I've already got it transcribed, so I don't have to take and transcribe it. I was going to show you how to transcribe it today, but I guess I'll skip that step. Okay, so I'm going to take all the 18, and here's another one. Okay, this is the ancestry one for sure. I'm going to take all of those 1885 censuses. Oops, let's see what's this down here. That's another one. So I've, over time, have collected all this information that I put in there about the 1885 census. I'm going to copy that. That was a right click, copy that, and take and put that in new folder. Now, new folder is a folder that I keep in my download file. And I do this for convenience. You can do it anywhere you want to. You just need a folder for the AI to point to. Okay. And so going back to this, I want to make sure that, well, back to here. Here we go. That this transcript here, this information, I just did a citation in there. Okay. And that's the family search one. Okay. Gets kind of confusing, doesn't it? Okay, so let's go look at Zilterral and see the 1885 census information that's there. See if I've got enough there. Okay, this is Zilterral, and in here is the 1885 census, and this is the ancestry one. And this kind of I didn't plan this, and then I realized, so there's pretty good data in there. It's been cut and pasted in there. Okay, so we want to take this, and we want to take and generate a report. Okay, pops up in the other screen, of course. And this is what it does. It takes everything that you've got in there and generates it into a report. And then I save that. And that should go to new folder. Okay. And so just put that in there. Okay. Now we are ready. So we go to Gemini, Google Gemini. Hey, Gemini, we start a new chat. You obviously don't want to take and do that. The first thing we do is we upload the files because that takes time. Okay, that comes over here. Let me bring it over and show it to you. Take everything that you put in there. You can have up to 10 documents in here. If you exceed 10, it'll truncate it. So make sure you have no more than 10. Doesn't look like more than 10. Okay, now we need to go to here. And here's this is what's going to be in the thing. Okay. Oh, this is actually the prompt. Okay. This will be in the description. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Thought I'd checked this before, and I did. Or at least I got the right one now. And you come here and you paste that right here. Paste. You can do paste as plain text if you want to, but I just paste. Okay. Now it's just a simple point to here. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. Based on the provided document and digital image, here's the data extraction. Okay. And this is the data. Okay. I don't have to think about it. It's putting it in a standard format. Should be consistent from one to one, one to one. But you have to look at this, and I do that when I cut and paste. So I take this data and I come over to here, and remember how I got this template, and I just start filling this in. Okay. Now I'm going to move that over to the other screen, and I'm going to take and bring this up, and you're only going to be able to see part of this, but you'll see the result. So just take it like this, come across here, to Control C, and put it in the box over here, just like that. Okay. And actually that has met my standard for naming, which your standard may differ. And then Arthur. Okay. Back. I'm trying to get this, make this easier, and it's not working. Okay, Kansas State Collections, copy. Ancestry. Ancestry. I'm really quite happy with the way this is working out. I've had difficulty getting it here. There's been a steep learning curve, but now this should be the collection, and it is. That was fun to get in place, believe me. I finally figured out I had to put the target in there. And credit line. I hope you agree with me that this is fast. Okay, and then the credit line source text. I see this is all based on the home page for the database. So that's important. That was also a challenge in doing this. Okay. Now, I agree with everything but this number here. And I don't know where it gets this number. Oh, that's the roll number. Oh, well, that's good. That's the microfilm roll number. Okay. So I've entered all that data in there. I know it's been off screen and you couldn't see it. Okay, but there it is. It should be identical to what you saw a second ago. Then you hit next, and it comes into the citation. The citation information is all here. Now look, it's starting to populate this down here. Okay. So I'm going to do it again. Come over here and go to the citation, which is specific to the record. Okay. So this is citation name. Now this is an option too. This is the way I have chosen to name my citations. It's all up to you, whatever you want to do. It's a digital image. You saw the image in the file. And this says 2026, which is the current date. I'll change that in a minute because, well, let's go get it. Let's show you how to do that. Okay. It looks like I was doing this 2/16/2026. Is that what it came up with? 2/27 February. I'm going to put 2/16 2026. 16 Feb. Okay. And it did that because I accessed it today. And it takes the latest date. And haven't figured out how to get it to take and sort through dates yet. So that's another video someday. Okay, the transcription. You'll see it's got a blank in there. Didn't have the information. Okay. Keep forgetting to click down there. Look here, page 12, line 7. Well, that's interesting. That's the first time it's given me a path like that. Detailed comment. I'm going to keep that today because we're going to do a comparison in a minute with what we got when we first started off. Okay, our numerous distant Valley Brook. Okay. It's pretty detailed. Should be able to get back to it with that. Okay, so that's everything. Now, quality is another animal, but I'm taking this information like that, and I'm going to put that in the research note. And I'll show you that in just about 2 seconds. Okay. All righty. Let's move this over so you can see it. I've been busy cutting and pasting over there. Okay. Cut is a Control C and Control V is a paste in the Windows environment. Okay. Citation name, digital image. I put the 16th of February because that's what's on the image for Ancestry. Auta Kennedy, transcription. So this is what I put in the note. I just cut and paste this. I'm looking at it right now and make sure, it's got a blank in there. You probably want to take those out when you do the cut and paste because they will show up in the documentation, and it doesn't need to. You don't need to see it in your written documentation when you print something out. Digital reproduction of the original 1885 census. The informant was likely the head of household. James Kennedy provided primary information regarding the household members. I wonder where it got the primary head of household. I'll have to look at that and see if I can figure that out. And here's the source, quality, and information stuff. Yeah, whenever I do these things, I get quite a few questions of my own. Page 12, here's that path. Yeah, it's got one N in the Kennedy. Yeah, okay. And I asked for explicit, and it gave me explicit. And there's an enumeration district, and where you can find it on there. It apparently did not have an enumeration district on the form. And I asked for that because of all my censuses. I asked for that. Okay. So this is what we got. Ancestry.com. Let me pull that up there so you can see it. And images, operations, and ancestry. This is the short footnote. And here's the biography. And here's the source. Oh, you know what we haven't done? We haven't done quality. Okay, we'll get there in just a second. Okay, and details and so on. Okay, we'll be back to this. And I say, okay, and that goes up here. Now, we want to enter the quality data. And you have to do that like this. You have to take and close that and then open this back up again. And now let's go get the quality data. My Norton has popped up and trying to tell me I need to do something. Okay. It's saying original. So I put in original. It's saying primary. So I'm putting in primary. And it's saying direct. Okay. Now there's the reasoning for this image was original census and enumeration. So the information was recorded at or near the time of the event. Yep. And the record provides direct answers to the question Ottie Kennedy's residence, age, and family composition in 1885. That's interesting. I didn't put that information into the event. So that's, I'm always generating additional questions, aren't I? So there those are, and we'll close that. And now, why did I do that? I don't know. Sometimes I get kind of confused here. 1885. Okay, now let's pull this up so we can take a look at the quality and everything. Keeping that in mind, look at this this census. This is how this template generated this census. Okay, well we have the value. I have to say it was by accident, not by design. Being able to compare this, which I'm going to try. I don't think I can do it. Oh, I know what I'll do. Hold on a second. I'm going to capture that right there. Okay. And I'm going to move that over all the way. And let's go back to Ottie Kennedy. And let's do this. And let's see. Now, this is where we started. First one I did, I was using a different template. And this was the template that I was using. Let's see what template it was. It was master source template, was new family search online database, okay? And so I was using that template. So let's put this over here by this. And let's see if I can take and move this over. Some, and put this over here and do a side-by-side compare. I don't know how this is going to work. Okay, well, anyway, there's your Ancestry.com Kansas City census. Here's the family search where I started. Now, I know there's improvements. But actually, I think both sources and citations will work. I'm paging through it a real second to make sure I'm not making a fool of myself. Anyway, you'll notice that the research notes do not have the quality information in it like I've added. That was a learning curve. I added that in about halfway through this process of this series. This is the last video of this series, so I'm trying to be really do a transition to take and see what's there. Source text, source comments, detail. You know, they're both pretty good things. They're both, I think I could find that information with either one of these. So I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to take and redo the old ones or not, because I have about 100 of them done between 2 or 3 people. And I think I'm going to stay with what I've got and move on. I think the old ones, even though they are not as consistent as my new ones, I'm going to stay with them. All righty, moving on. My RootsMagic 11 playlist is at this location. You'll find this in there, along with all those others that I was showing you in this series. They're different templates, so you can do the easy way would be to copy my templates, which are in the description. The hard way is to develop your own templates using the process I use, and maybe some modifications things that you learn. I want to express my appreciation for people that are responsible for my being able to do this. Thomas McEntee, he did a timeline, a genealogy do-over. He also did an AI prompt writing for writing stuff, very early prompt writing, and got me started in that direction. Convinced me that AI was not was useful. I was convinced at that point that AI wasn't very useful, and that Thomas convinced me in one of his programs that it was useful. I want to thank Diane Elder and Nicole Dreyer for research like a pro. Got my logic straightened out and got me focused and stuff. Diana Cox Baker for Zotero for genealogy. Version 8 of Zotero is out now. This book is version 6. She's got a version 7 book out. I figure she's going to have a version 8 book out very soon. And because there are substantial enhancements to the PDF section in Zotero, and there are things that you and I will use. RootsMagic was Renee. Renee had a big influence on this one. I did not know this template existed, and I published the first video, and Renee says, "Why are you using that template? Why don't you use this template? It makes more sense." And then, of course, Bruce Busby for taking and writing the templates that we're filling in. There are others. I just don't remember them today. I will find it. I'll figure it out one of these days and add them to the list. Please subscribe or give a thumbs up. I'd like to know whether you think I'm doing any good out here or not. I do respond to comments. I'm out of town frequently, and I don't read email when I'm out or YouTube comments when I'm out. When I get back to town, I do send you a reply. Please comment on additional topics. I have one in that queue right now, and I'm afraid it's going to take longer than I told the lady, mainly because I went to a session on Roots Tech yesterday, and I think some of the things I was going to do in that video are going to change. We will see. They haven't released the stuff they were talking about yesterday yet, and they won't until Thursday of next week. But it looks like I could have substantial changes to the outline that I wrote for that lady. I'm going to wait till then and then do an outline, update my outline. And I really do appreciate your time. Thank you. This channel has been extremely useful to me. I told you it's improved my work. It's shown other people how things are going on. I'm getting positive responses back. So I do thank you. And with that said, I'm going to stop sharing and end this, and you all have a great day.